Lights, camera, action, it's review time. Dennis and Adam, we gon' blow your mind. We're stepping up to the plate, ready to swing. Analyzing movies like a scientist would play.
Hey.
Woo. How's it going, Dennis?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm really excited to finally follow up on your reviews of this film. I know it's a big blockbuster right now. Sorry, I'm so excited. It's been a long time coming, but hey,
Yes,
we're here to do it. How about you? How you doing?
I'm excited to do this, man. I didn't want to wait off to episode 196. On 195, I gave my first viewing review of the movie with no spoilers. You've seen the movie since then. I've seen it again.
Sir.
And I feel like most of America in the world has seen the movie. So why not dig deep into it and spoil some things and really get into the nitty-gritty? Yes.
Oh, man. Yes. I'm excited. Well, as you folks expect, this is the continuation of the Deadpool story, picking up from the last film. He's traveled through time. He's righted the world in his eyes. Everything is great. We're selling cars. We're working with oh shit, what's his name?
Peter.
We're working with Peter.
Giving up the Deadpool mantle.
You know,
just
enjoying life. It's seemingly good until it turns out we're short of something. As Adam said in his review, we're not quite feeling fulfilled, right? This is we're capable of more. We could sell you a car, but we could also take down an entire mafia family. But you know, whatever.
Yeah. And essentially, Deadpool wanted to join the X-Men finally and the Avengers because Vanessa kind of felt like he was spiraling down and was getting sick of his antics, and then he was depressed and he ended up losing her because he didn't know how to show emotion, and he's trying to win her back by doing something with his life.
Sorry. Yeah, no. You're good. You're good. There's a fun amount of references within that amount of time. Just the acknowledgement of Wade is not a family-friendly individual.
Well, he doesn't have kids.
Well, we'll say.
So.
You know. That's
Now, I'm a little lost here because in Deadpool, X-Men were trying to recruit him, and Deadpool 2, he was a trainee, and now it's like, oh yeah, no, we didn't want you, and it's like I feel like that's a little hard to swallow. Personally.
Yeah, I feel like they want to try to chalk it up to his time jumping antics. I guess I feel like you try to chalk it up to TVA. I don't know, but there's something about
I'm going to chalk it up to mediocre.
His maturity. Right? Oh, well, yeah. No, non-canon wise, like non-lore wise, of course, that is the reason. I mean,
but
we could blame that for a lot of things in this one, but we're not.
True.
Yeah, we'll get to that stuff, but yeah, it's the dialogue's fun. You know, like I'm with you. It's they generate this environment that's very like, okay, it's very jokey. Okay, let's laugh at it all the way through. But
it's a little too much at certain points.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And it felt like they were trying too hard. They're like, this worked. Let's go times 100.
One of my complaints that exists all the way through the film, it might be too early, but I just got tired. It's funny, the first 3, 4, 5 times we made the Disney joke. By the 12th time, I was so fucking over it. I just didn't want to hear. I get it. Yes, Disney, Fox. Yeah. Can we just advance some story and like understand? Maybe I have a broader attention span and want a little more depth into what's happening here. But no, it's fine. All right, we'll go basic. That's fine. Yeah. The action is solid. The action is very solid. The comedy is solid. The choreography, beautiful. Cinematography, rampant. And I felt taken out of place a few times. I just wanted to see.
It definitely felt like a Sean Levy type of movie and not as much on par with what we had quality wise in the last two movies. The other two movies felt a little more cinematic, and this
Yeah.
felt a little more green screeny and kind of, I don't know, a little less of a budget. When I'm imagining this had a higher budget than those films combined, probably.
For me, Deadpool 2 was slower, but it had so much more story development, and I got more invested into what everyone was doing. Even if it took a while to get there, I can forgive that. Here, it took us long to get there because we had to keep cracking jokes about things that I guess they were funny, but didn't advance the story ever. Like,
and then once we actually get to the point when the story is about to take off, it's like, okay, so you want me to go and kind of do stuff in the MCU, but I'm going to go and find a Wolverine to bring back to my timeline, and it's going to save everything. And it's like, they tell him right off the bat, no, that's not how it works. But he's like, I'm going to do it anyways. So what the fuck's the point?
We got to watch it anyways. That's the point. I'm with you. It was kind of fun to see. It was kind of fun to see Patch. It was fun to see Old Man Logan. It was fun to see Uncanny Logan Wolverine. But at the same time, you didn't back up any of those things. At least give me a reason why. Like, if you don't. This is my argument with my better half was, if you hadn't seen any of these things, of course, the third Deadpool movie, why would you just start at the third? But it's so big, they don't call it the third. They don't. It's Deadpool Wolverine. You see two actors you like. You assume, oh, maybe I can just jump in. You really can't. To fully enjoy this thing, I can't imagine if you've never seen. Oh, Christ, yes. And like their explanation for that stuff isn't like solid enough. You really need all of that background. If you've never seen any Marvel stuff and you jumped in right here, I can't imagine how boring or dumb this movie would look. So that is the thing that really held me back. But having said that, I have seen.
I mean, it was fine. It was
all
enjoyable.
Those things. I've seen most of the series. I've seen all the like. I enjoyed that very much. I liked the pop culture references. We could do the whole in sync dance.
Sure.
I honestly really loved the Old Man Logan or the adamantium skeleton used as weapons.
That was fun. Yeah,
that was great.
Although my issue, it was so fucking computer generated. Everything in that opening sequence was computer generated. First viewing, it pissed me off. But then rewatching it in 40x with the 3D glasses, it looked better to me. But it's just so jarring. I don't know.
Yeah. It was, to me, it felt like we're watching two different actors, and turns out we are watching two different actors. There was a dancer hired to do all of the
that's. I mean, that stuff isn't even in order with what the fight was. That was just cutaways. It's like, why don't you dancing and fighting at the same time? Not
it took a long time. Yes, exactly. I want to see the same character. If Deadpool's breaking the fourth wall, just do it. Just give it to us. It's fun until it's not. That's like the whole theme of this whole movie for me personally was just, I enjoyed what I was experiencing, but in the back of my mind, there's this voice that was constantly like, well, except if you didn't know this, or this entire fucking chapter of the Bible, then you wouldn't know what the fuck is playing out in front of you. Even Chris Evans' cameos, not spoiler alert. I liked how we built up to it.
Well, no, we can spoil it. I mean, that's the point.
Exactly. That's the point. Exactly.
Yeah. They did it perfectly. They had it look like it was a cap suit underneath that robe, and of course, right away,
the unsatisfying Thor I did like. I will say, never satisfying the Thor reference was fun.
That was something to hook you.
Yeah, exactly.
That was nice. Yeah. And even having the Henry Cavill Wolverine very briefly and calling out DC, that was kind of fun.
The normal size Wolverine was a good way to start. Getting all the other comic references, like I mentioned earlier with Patch, Old Man Logan, and those. It was fun seeing them. I was hoping maybe we incorporated some of the stories in. That would have been cool, but that only forms the character we all know and love. But whatever. Thanks, Marvel.
Hey.
Yeah, it's an interesting route to take this, especially when trying to integrate so many other amazing characters we've both been shown and ones we never had the opportunity to appreciate on the big screen.
And this is the thing. It's like, okay, he gets the worst Wolverine, which, all right, he's just being mopey the whole time and telling us, why the fuck didn't they just show that stuff happening? You don't even got to show the X-Men. You could show him coming back and seeing something gruesome and then killing a bunch of humans. I feel like that would have been a little more impactful than him just talking about it.
Totally agree. Especially when there are worse canonical Wolverines in the comics. So it just sounded very lame to say he was the worst one, and he was just like, I wasn't there. And it's just,
there was no.
You weren't the Wolverine that killed all of the X-Men, so shut the fuck up. It's not that bad.
And I'm sorry, I like the fact that it seemed like Jackman was having fun, but it just felt like he was trying to keep up with Reynolds the whole time by saying fuck and just swearing. I'm like, this just doesn't feel natural. It feels forced.
Yeah, like the tension in the minivan as they're driving through the forest was very just like, oh, why is this so uncomfortable? And then once Grease started playing, I loved that song, came in on the radio. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what I checked in for. Just do this. Shut the fuck up and slice each other up inside of minivan.
Get your anger out. And I do love the fact that he kind of acts and does things that we haven't seen Wolverine do in the past, like running on all four, acting like
that was
fantastic.
That was fucking awesome. I love that. I got so jacked up in the theater, especially I was in a screening room full of producers, and it was so entertaining because we had no concessions. We had nothing to distract the audience. We were all just here to watch the movie. So when moments like that happened, it was so fucking satisfying because everyone got excited all at once. And it was just that visceral experience of like, yes, I'm finally seeing the Wolverine I want to see on screen. I'm finally seeing Deadpool really come up and do very Deadpool-y things across the universe. Especially watching get his ass kicked was fun too.
Yes,
It's a
and like even there were moments where like you could tell he kind of was like, oh, maybe I should shut the fuck up for a second. I can tell I'm really pissing him off. But then I'm gonna go back into it even harder in a couple of
because it makes those moments when he is genuinely angry, because that's like the what do they call that, the Batman effect or Batman syndrome. All the actors that have ever played Batman, they try to introduce drama to the character, and they're performing behind the mask, and everyone's really looking to the mask. The mask is the hero. Deadpool, the mask is the hero. But Ryan Reynolds really did a great job of performing through the mask. There were times where I saw Deadpool get so fucking mad. It didn't matter. I couldn't see his face. I could tell he was angry. He got quiet. He got rigid.
Yeah.
When Deadpool's quiet, get fucking nervous. I like that. Like they maintain the same as Spider-Man. Anytime Spider-Man is quiet, you get anxious. Yes, because something bad is about to happen. We're about to unleash all of it. And I feel like we finally got to see Deadpool give everything.
Yeah. But what I really didn't care for, once they got pruned and sent to the void, Cassandra Nova, pointless. They set her up as she's this big badass, and then she just kind of let them escape. She didn't hunt them down. She didn't feel like a menacing character enough.
For being one of the top tier villain characters in the MCU, like the Marvel comics, she's a horrible threat, mutant wise, like the worst of the worst. If anyone decided to go off and be pure fucking evil, she's way up there, well above Charles. And she just kind of got tossed around. I hated how easy it was by the end of the film. I mean, yes, it was scary. She could reach in through people's minds, but I hated that physical limitation of she had to physically reach into your mind and do it. And at first I thought the only reason why Logan and Wade could withstand it was because of their regenerative properties. But then once we saw what's his name from the TVA get it too, I'm like, oh, so it doesn't matter. She could just fuck with anyone. There's no, yeah, it was so cheated. We were cheated out of a villain. The only villain in this movie was the shortcomings of our main characters. That's it.
Even the guy at the TVA, I forget his fucking name.
What a bitch! Oh man, I wanted him to just own it and be evil. Like, just fuck it. I'll use my device that will shatter the universe. Fuck it. I'm gonna lose my job and they're gonna delete me anyways. Might as well just delete all of you guys. That would have been a better ending.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And then it's just like, now they're in the void and they're trying to get away from Cassandra, but then they got to go back to Cassandra. It's kind of the flaw I had with Mad Max Fury Road. They're going to do this whole thing, spending so much time, and then they're just planning to go right back where they started from. And it's like, I wanted a little more, something more sustainable, because it just felt like, okay, let's get to the point where we can meet some characters we haven't seen in a while. And it just,
that's a good example, though.
Natural.
Even in Mad Max, he found out what he was carrying was like the payload. Like, he was carrying the weight. He didn't know it from the start. Deadpool Wolverine, they were just barreling through time and space, and with no, like, nothing seemed to go wrong for them. That was my issue. I just, at any point, we could just correct it, and it didn't matter. There was no risk, really. Once they figured out to put the helmet, the Juggernaut helmet on her, which even then was just like, this is a stupid solution.
And then it's on. Okay, this is working. And then Logan's like, "Oh, take it off. Take it off.
Yeah,
we can't do this."
instantly.
It's like,
oh
what?
My God.
Let her squirm for a bit.
And by the way, the fight I really want to watch is with everyone outside. I want to see Gambit. I want to see Elektra.
That was a fun fucking fight.
I want to see X-23. All of them fucking shit up, like for reals, not like pussyfooting around, getting shit cut up, and they're getting slowly beat over time. No, I want to see them really mow them down. And I feel like we got shorted seeing the true extent of what all those characters could accomplish, because there was a lot of garbage stuff they threw at him from right out the gate. But it's a love-hate relationship for me. I appreciate that they went to the extent they did to answer a lot of questions for the MCU fans, but to include a lot of comic book and extra universe things to try to fill that void, but then only give it the MCU satisfaction was very unsatisfying. I
will say, I like this a hell of a lot more than Deadpool 2, and I feel like it's better than a lot of the previous MCU movies that we've been getting.
Yeah, right. I will agree with you there. Deadpool, like half of Deadpool 2 was excellent. The other half of Deadpool 2 was just fucking filler. That took way too long to get through. This one, at least, I was laughing through the filler, right? Like, they gave those things, as long as you're up to date with all of these references, it was still entertaining all the way through. You just didn't have any, like, meaty substance to really dig your teeth into, which on occasion I'm fine with. Situations like this specifically, very, very specifically. This would never be a film I would randomly say, hey, let's go check. You've never seen an MCU movie? Let's go check this out. I think you might like it. This would not be the one.
And I'm sorry, I know a lot of people probably loved it, but I could have done without the whole Deadpool corpse. That just felt like filler to me. It's like, there was no reason that they were really fighting one another. It's like,
if we did that, it needed to be richer. We should have gone deeper. You know, I wanted to hear like some of the names. I wanted to hear the backstory of some of them. It should have, instead of a city block, it should have been half the town. I want to see him fight through many blocks.
But I feel like there should have been a reason they were fighting. They just showed up and are like, all right, let's fight. And it's like,
and then Peter shows up and we all stop.
Yep.
That honestly was the biggest punch in the dick to me. It was like, oh, really? Jesus Christ.
I mean, I love Peter. Peter is one of my favorite X-Force members.
But that shouldn't be.
Yeah, there was no reason that it should have ended. Yeah.
Honestly, the bloodiest fight scene, like the coolest looking Deadpool fight that it should have been. We should have made this the biggest fucking thing, but it really wasn't.
And they tried so hard to make it a fun one-shotter, but I felt like it was kind of lackluster.
Yeah.
compared to what it could have been.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man.
But I will say I did love seeing Blade come up on screen because like, oh shit, he's a new line character.
Fuck yeah. Oh,
He
dude.
doesn't even belong in
Blade.
Fox.
I love seeing Elektra. Jennifer Garner bringing the
fantastic
fucking
katana action.
No, damn it. Oh my god. What are they called? Oh, Ninja Turtles. Oh, son of a bitch. I can't think of the three-pointed
sure they're katanas, aren't they, man?
No, katanas are short swords. No. Anyways. No, I got it. I gotta look it up too now. It's not a katana. Oh, this is bad.
Twin Sai.
Size. Yes. She's got two size going, and that it was cool. I don't know. Anyways, I
love the whole calling out Ben Affleck. Oh, I'm sorry, what happened to Daredevil?
That's okay. Yeah. It was nice. Those moments in that bunker, like the weird Scarlet Witch tomb that they were in, I love that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted
Gambit,
more of the movie
seeing
to be.
Channing Tatum as Gambit and just not fully understanding what he's saying and just the dumb shit that he would say. It's like, all right, this would have been fun to see as a movie, but I get it. Probably not as sustainable to watch for 90 plus minutes.
Oh, dude, I don't know. I would. The most satisfying part of having Gambit in the movie was when he threw a card into someone, detonated it, and they actually blew in half. That was just like, yes, that is.
When he was in fight mode, he was killing it.
That is what Gambit should be at any given time.
When they had Gambit in X-Men Origins with Taylor Kitsch, I'm like, I don't really care. Not as fun, not as cool.
No,
but I love how like just everyone had their moment, and he's like, I didn't. Some say I might have been born here, but I know I shot out my daddy's testes.
That was. Oh,
and I love getting classic.
Was wonderful.
Yeah,
I loved the no holds barred, everything off the table. Let's just go for it. That was fun.
And I love the classic Blade lines like, "Oh, I was born ready," or then. Motherfucker's still trying to skate uphill, ice skate uphill. I'm like, oh, fantastic. And even the fact that X-23 is still wearing the sunglasses she had when she met Logan in her timeline.
It's a cherished heirloom, I think. You know, it's one of those moments that reminds her of, it's like when she put them on, I'm like, oh, fuck. That's
and then she's kicking ass wearing them.
Yes. Oh, no, X-23 is an excellent character. I was a fan of the X-Force comics. Having that relationship of I can't favor you, but I know you're probably deadlier than I am, sort of gravity to the drama, the scene was great. And even this Wolverine not knowing her that well, I liked that feeling. He could sense, right? Like he learned very quickly, we do not fuck with her. She's totally understanding of who I am. They got
like even the line she had, you were never the right Wolverine. Like that was like, oh, awesome.
Yes. No, that's the whole, that should be the whole tone of Wolverine being the hero, is he's never the right hero. He's the hero that you need in the moment. And I think they did a good job of creating that in the right scenes. Same with Deadpool. They made Deadpool who he should be. He has that level of maturity of answering the call when he needs to. But he also has a personal drive, which doesn't get acknowledged enough. And then he has the jokes. I feel like over time, all of those got
that's what I loved when we met Happy, and like he kind of was nervous, and he even admits, I kind of crack wise when I'm nervous. I'm sorry. It's just like I'm like, all right, we're seeing a different side of him that we haven't fully been able to see.
That's what I liked. That's what I liked very much about this. And we scratched a lot of those itches, I feel. But I agree with you when we recorded at Comic-Con. This is 100% made for the fan base. No one else. Which is
fine, but it just doesn't feel like it's worthy of being a full-fledged feature. It just felt like
it's not the highest marks.
Yeah. It's like this is your entry into the MCU. It should be big, spectacular.
If Disney / Hulu decided to make this as a series, an R-rated series, in every 45 minutes, we just had a super fucking intense graphic, whatever, murder. Like, we lived out the whole Deadpool experience and built it up over time, I would check in every fucking week for that.
Oh yeah.
This movie,
And then of course finally getting the cowl on him on Wolverine was fun.
Oh, dude. Yes, I got a nerd boner for that for a moment. I'll admit, but I also realized, yes, it would look ridiculous in the wrong context, but they built it up in just the right way. We've lived long enough without it for him to finally do it. It looked great.
Mm-hmm.
I can respect if you just did that out of the gate. It might have been tough to digest. But at the same time, we also got Cyclops, who had to have a visor over his eyes. So we probably could have caught on pretty quick. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. It was a different era. That was 25 years ago. So, but
and I mean, boy, oh boy, and it's just like I enjoyed it more the second viewing.
yeah,
but it still just doesn't feel as it doesn't feel like a feature. It just feels like stuff's happening.
It's a funny show. It's a funny experience, right?
Yeah.
I felt like it's a fun joke for the fans of the universe. Was this a whole movie going experience that demanded immaculate attention? Only if you wanted to catch the extra jokes. That's where the extra attention counts. Even in the credits, I liked the the smiley queen of whatever blowjob queen of Toronto or whatever is in the special thanks, like the stuff like that. It was fun.
Yeah.
I love that shit. That's great. But it only exists within this little bubble that's only for this group of people that only understands, like the prerequisites stack up so high. That's why I can't give it like the highest marks.
Sure.
For me personally.
And then it's like we spent the second movie learning to care for Domino and Cable, and then they're just like, oh yeah, they didn't test well. And it's like, no, I'm pretty sure they did. They might not have been the best characters, but
they were awesome.
Not even to pop up here.
They were fucking cool. Yeah, exactly. Like they were too instrumental. We should have seen more of those. Like, yeah. No, I was disappointed. Like, and then why didn't we get Colossus in the final scene when he fucking came home? What the fuck is with that? Cutting out the X-Men out of the last scene when it's like this is actually
right
who he probably relates to the most.
And it's like, yeah, now he's not finding any of the X-Men now that he is in a world where they probably do exist. And it's like they were building this up saying this is the end of the Fox franchises. And it's like, no, you just left the door open for more things to happen.
And then all we've been seeing on social media from Ryan Reynolds is he's trying to get all of these other movies to like, hey, you guys, be loud enough and maybe they'll make these movies. I'm like, I believe you, but why did you write the movie that way then?
Right.
Why did you write your characters into a corner? I don't want to see Blade come out of this crazy dimension of whatever. I want to see Blade doing Blade shit. I want to see Gambit in Louisiana. I want to see Elektra rising from the dead in New York, figuring out why the fuck she's been gone for so long. And she's now
which they could do all this stuff. And that's the thing.
But I just
it's
don't
like
have much faith in that happening. It's they're gonna do what they did with Deadpool and make it no, we'll rewrite it and then we're just gonna tell you what happened and we're gonna jam it down your throat. And it's like, well, okay, I guess you've done it to us for 20 years. We could take some more. We're only rewriting the villain for the next story arc of films that you had several movies outlined out for. So we might as well just change everything else.
Right.
I mean, I've been looking more forward to Doctor Doom than anything else. So I'm kind of for that. I don't really know the other guy that we got. Yeah. I wasn't familiar with Kid the Conqueror era. Dr. Doom is scary enough. I'm on board for that. But anyway, that's not here.
I don't know. I had mixed feelings on Nice Pool. I'm like, kind of felt a little.
I wanted him to die so hard. I'm just waiting for that moment. He's like, finally, just and I did kind of like. He finally gets shot. He's finally like starting to go down. But I'm with you in that they drug it out too long. And then we got to run him across the street as a human shield, and he's got to pretend like, and I'm like, No, it'd be funnier if he just said, "No, you're a human shield." You know, just the last moment, lean into his face is, "I want Dogpool so bad, I was willing to let you die, bitch," and throw him out into the line of fire, and that would have been so much sweeter. I could have forgiven all of the cheesy Dogpool gag if, like,
I love the Dogpool stuff though.
Yeah, it's
like just the love that he had for that dog,
for that hat. Like, really kill him, you know, like really lean into it so that
I mean, they blew his head off.
I don't want him to be like feigning innocence, you know. Deadpool shouldn't be feigning innocence so much as like, oh, I guess
I genuinely feel like he probably assumed he had regenerative powers. How was he to know that he'd be the only?
The first few times he got shot before they recrossed the street and told him, "You got to believe in yourself." That's when I'm like, "Oh my god, he's just trying to murder him now," and then just held him up into the line of fire. Like that's when he knew he didn't regenerate anymore.
But I mean, he did say, "How long does it take for you to regenerate?" So it's like I kind of believe that he.
What are you talking about?
Just like I love his. I can break the fourth wall. The proposal. Do you think that's what I do?
That was great. See, I like that stuff. They did good jokes. The whole I don't fight. You gotta. That's all.
Yeah.
Like
I don't wear a mask.
It was a fun tease. I didn't realize that was actually a Deadpool. There was a pretty Deadpool in the comics. That died. but like, yeah, I know it sounds negative. It's just I had a fun time. It's just a very specific fun time. You know, like I wouldn't recommend this to most people I know. As sad as that,
I don't really know what the rewatchability is. Just say I'm going to pop this on and check it out.
Me too. That's what I told Val. It's like for me, 4 slicers, I want to watch them at least once a year or more. 3.5 slicers. Oh, it's been a while. I forgot how that is. I'll watch it again. This one is like, it's got to be a long time. I forgot about Deadpool too before I caught it on cable at a hotel room one time. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That's what happened.
Because it's not that memorable a film.
To me, this one is right in that range. It's just like, oh yeah, that's fun. Okay, it's been a while. There's some jokes in here I bet I forgot about. Let's watch that again. To me, that's where this lies. It's
like I could watch the original Deadpool multiple times. I feel like that has rewatchability. Yeah. It's fun, it's charming, it's unique.
Agreed.
And this one, it's like, yeah, sure. And I love how off the bat they're like, yeah, we're gonna undo everything Logan did. And it's like, all right, you're owning it, but by God.
That kind of sucks because everything Logan did was awesome. So
kind of a slap in the face to that. But
yeah,
it was nice to see the two together. And I don't know. I'm intrigued to see where it goes next if they do another. And of course they're gonna do another because why wouldn't you? This movie's fucking killing it.
It's a money printing machine. So all right,
but Adam, it's like I wonder if we're gonna get that payoff with Thor. I don't know. I would assume.
I think I'd like to think that's sort of a MacGuffin, but let's be honest. They're probably hoping it leads into the next thing, and all of the universes meld back into each other. Yeah, exactly.
And I will say, I like the fact that they brought in the head of the TVA from the show, but I wanted to see Mobius come out. I'm like, come on.
Oh, man.
Why don't we have Owen Wilson here? It's a missed opportunity. Yeah. He would fit perfectly with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Yeah. That'd be
like just
best.
Scene of him on like a jet ski or something.
Oh my God. Just Deadpool riding a jet ski just with a like slow motion music video style would have been amazing.
He could have
Mobius on the shore just waving like good sale.
Or maybe instead of selling minivans, he could have been selling jet skis. Mobius could have been coming in to look at
his
one.
Boss.
Or something, yeah.
The regional manager comes in. So wait, I see you haven't sold any jet skis. We really need you to sell jet skis.
Yeah. Feels like a missed opportunity to me.
There was. It really was. I feel like it's probably just a budget issue, but
sure.
it's tough to see where.
But you're
most
spending
of
all
it-
that money on Chris Evans, Jennifer Gardner, Wesley Snipes, all these other people. You could get in.
Yeah,
No
Chan
one
Man.
listen. Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, I bet a lot of them were probably favors, of course, but still.
Yeah, I'm with you. Now, as a refresher, what was your slice for Deadpool?
I'll give it a 3. I think I'll bump it up to a 3
Okay.
because it was better than I guess than I first initially thought, but it still is in the same zone of this doesn't feel like a full-fledged film and it's just fan service, which is fine,
Yeah.
but to what extent?
I 100% agree with you. I also give it 3 slices. It's satisfying. Like to me personally, it's like a 3.5. If you know all of this extra stuff, this is not a movie I would just then sling out to anyone else. Like a 3.5 slice film.
See, but that's not even my
just need to be
issue. My
enjoyed.
issue is the story. There's no real story. There's no act
That's
structure.
well, no.
It's
That's
just shit happens.
in a way. In a convoluted way, that's what I'm saying. It's if you like the references this much, it may add up to that. But this is why I give it 3 slices. It's because on face value, the story that's given in front of you, this is all I see. It looks cool at the right points. There's a lot of gaps if you don't know some of those fine details, but they try to fill you in. So that's why it's this again, that's why I give it 3 slices.
Fair enough.
It would be higher if it wasn't so lenient on so many of these notes. But
like
it did.
And just listening like to interviews and stuff, they're like, oh yeah, once Huge jumped on board, everything fell into place and we knew what we were doing, legacy, this and that. And I'm like, I don't see that on the screen. You're saying all the stuff I want to hear, but it doesn't show me that once I sit in the seat and watch this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited. I'd love to see all these characters come back in their own way and join the MCU, but do I need it? Did I care about Elektra? No, I saw the movie once. Daredevil, saw that a couple of times, but it's like it was still fun seeing her kick ass. I always loved Blade.
I loved Alias,
I always thought
so
it'd be interesting seeing Chris come back as Johnny. And I love that post-credit scene. Perfect way to end this movie.
Oh, it matches the tone you'd expect. And if only the rest of the movie realized that that's what they needed to be doing, you know. I don't know. It's there, like you said in your initial review. It's there for the fans of this series already. It does a great job of that. Outside of that, it gets very hairy. It's very there isn't much substance past already knowing what's going on, which is honestly a shitty way to start a movie.
But it makes sense. I mean, clearly it worked. Everyone's seeing it. They're making a fuckload of money. Highest grossing R-rated movie. Beat Passion of the Christ. Took 20 years, but that's happened. So, yeah, they're doing what they need to do, I suppose.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Jesus Pool Superstar.
Yeah. Felt like that was forced so many times saying that shit. It's like, come on. We don't need
like the Disney jokes, the Fox jokes, all of that. After the first 6 times, oh my god, it just then it got old for sure.
Yeah, but hey, I don't know. See, I'm intrigued to see what happens if it stays this consistently high at the box office for the next couple of weeks. I don't know. I mean, we got Alien Romulus coming out next week, so I'm wondering. I feel like that could bump it down.
There's that is a series where they consistently try to make it towards what that generation has experienced up to that point, and they expect you to really take in a lot of it, especially with like Prometheus. That even not telling you, I mean, they tried to tease it, but the reality was, if you hadn't seen a lot of the Alien and Predator stuff, that really is what links up that storyline together. So I like the idea of coming into something where it's like, all right, we're going to take it seriously in this world. This is what we're doing. And I'm pumped for that.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see what happens next for Deadpool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's the review, folks, for Deadpool Wolverine from us movie toasters. In summation, Adam, 3 slices of toast. Me, 3 slices of toast.
And this is out of 4 slices, folks.
Yep.
And yeah, if you like what you heard or saw here, please follow us on the social medias, all at the handle for the most part, movie_toast. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, we put out new stuff daily, and try not to spoil stuff. And this is our first time trying to spoil things, and I feel like we didn't spoil too much, so that was a plus.
Oh, yeah. There's a
Yeah.
few things in there. It's
Just a couple. But yeah, no, thank you.
Thanks for joining us,
watching.
folks. Really appreciate it. Until next time, please, as always, stay toasty.
Lights, camera, action, it's review time. Dennis and Adam, we gon' blow your mind. We're stepping up to the plate, ready to swing. Analyzing movies like a scientist would blame.
All right.